is more popular than he has been since 2016 because people...
The View was sued for $100 million by Karoline Leavitt, sparking a contentious discussion about media responsibility, free speech, and the effects of uncensored opinion on national television. The legal dispute that started out as a normal talk show episode, complete with partisan teasing and audacious assertions, has a potential to completely alter how prominent media outlets handle political debate. The former press secretary for the Trump administration, Leavitt, is suing co-hosts Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, and Whoopi Goldberg of reckless conduct and slander, claiming that their comments not only distorted her but also seriously harmed her career. It is more than a PR disaster for The View. In the ongoing discussion over where to draw the boundary between opinion and defamation, it might be a watershed moment. In his opening remarks, Sunny Hostin criticized the employment procedures of the Trump administration, sparking the uproar. Hostin said that Leavitt's position as press secretary was a deliberate move by Trump to surround himself with people who were easily manipulated, rather than a reflection on her abilities or credentials. As a puppet rather than a capable professional, Hostin said that Leavitt was picked because she lacked the courage or self-reliance to resist the administration's demands.
Second attempted on President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that President Trump is a democracy.
Immediately moving from political criticism to personal assaults, these remarks questioned Leavitt's honesty, intellect, and work ethic. Known for her direct communication and contentious statements, Joy Behar escalated the conversation. Behar implied that Trump gave more weight on Leavitt's beauty than her skills by saying that she only got her job because of this. Many viewers saw the statement as an obvious instance of misogyny, reducing Leavitt's achievements to nothing more than her appearance, even though Behar presented it as a part of her typical humorous commentary. Not only did this remark damage Leavitt's reputation, but it also reinforced negative assumptions about women in the workplace, which made it extremely offensive. Whoopi Goldberg added her voice to the conversation and presented a whole new and incongruous perspective. Goldberg said that social justice movements had allowed Leavitt to succeed professionally, implying that her ascent to fame was indeed the consequence of wokeness. Leavitt would never have been able to occupy such a prominent position if it weren't for the efforts of minorities and women who fought for inclusion, according to Goldberg. Whether Leavitt was a purported recipient of privilege or affirmative action was unclear to viewers since this argument conflicted with Behar's prior assertion. These assaults' incoherence brought to light a recurrent problem on The View: the host's propensity to put sensationalism ahead of logic. Not only were the statements inconsistent, but they were also scathing, personal, and unrelated to any real criticism of Leavitt's work or policy.
Ranged lunatic and you're mentally ill? You will believe that lie, and yes, you will take political...
Many conservatives saw this as just another instance of the media's eagerness to cast right-leaning individuals in a negative light, accusing them of being unworthy or inept based only on their political connections. According to Karoline Leavitt, the remarks transcended political debate. They were slanderous. In addition to being untrue, she contends that Hostin, Behar, and Goldberg's comments were maliciously made with the goal of harming her reputation and diminishing her career. Leavitt has made a strong statement by bringing a $100 million lawsuit, indicating that she would not settle for being disparaged on national television without facing any repercussions. The host's remarks, which her legal team claims go beyond mere opinion and into character assassination, are the main focus of their investigation. If the host's remarks qualify as protected speech or if they are defamatory, the matter will be decided. Though they have their limitations, free speech rules permit strong viewpoints and even severe criticism. Defamation requires that a remark be blatantly untrue, damaging, and made with reckless contempt for the truth. Leavitt's attorneys contend that Hostin, Behar, and Goldberg made their unfounded statements to amuse their audience and make political points even though they knew or should have known they were unfounded. ABC and The View are in a vulnerable position as a result of this litigation. This case poses a more significant danger, even though the program has survived several scandals over the years. Should Leavitt prove her allegations, the network may suffer significant financial and brand harm. Although a $100 million compensation would be a significant setback for ABC, the precedent it may create is more concerning. Stricter rules on what qualifies as appropriate criticism may put media outlets under more scrutiny. Fallout has already started. Those who oppose The View contend that the program's structure, which promotes spontaneous discussions on controversial topics, often results in careless and divisive statements. For years, the co-hosts have faced criticism for their propensity to draw broad conclusions.
His opponents are are saying to this very day the same rhetoric that led to those two attacks.
And insults, especially when talking about conservative leaders. Many people are demanding that ABC control the show's more contentious aspects, and this lawsuit has intensified those objections. The case has also spurred a wider cultural discussion about the media's role in politics. It's about time someone held media platforms accountable for their behavior, especially when it comes to the treatment of conservatives, said supporters of Leavitt's complaint. They contend that programs such as The View have become too at ease in using their platforms to disparage and criticize people without proof, assuming that they would not be held accountable. It is a much-needed wake-up call for them, this lawsuit. The lawsuit's detractors, on the other hand, are concerned about how it may affect free expression. Public people, particularly those in political positions, they contend, should anticipate severe criticism, and cases such as this one may stifle free speech. Public debate might be compromised in quality and depth if media outlets become too cautious due to lawsuit concerns. These worries have made the situation more complicated and elevated above a simple personal disagreement. It's an examination of how well responsibility and freedom of speech are balanced. There is nothing more at risk for Leavitt. It's not only about cleaning her reputation in this litigation. She feels that conservatives are unjustly singled out by a biased media culture, and she is fighting to protect her job. Her followers have praised her for positioning herself as a warrior who isn't afraid to take on strong organizations by pursuing legal action. But there are dangers associated with the judicial struggle. Should she lose, it may support the idea that public officials have to take criticism as a necessary part of their job, even if it seems very personal. The litigation is ongoing, and both parties are prepared for a hard battle. Legal counsel for Leavitt is concentrating on the injury inflicted by the host's statements, contending that they were not only disrespectful but also detrimental to her career. ABC is probably going to base its case on the claim that the co-host's remarks qualified as First Amendment-protected views. It will be up to the court to decide whether the comments are considered defamatory or part of the lively political discourse that characterizes programs such as The View. This case has far-reaching effects that go beyond Leavitt and The View. Should she win, media outlets could be forced to reconsider how they provide analysis, which might limit the venomous discourse that has been a common feature of political talk programs. For viewers, it poses significant queries about their expectations of these shows and their level of accountability for sustaining polarizing discourses. There is more at stake in this case than simply the reputation of one individual. The culture of public discourse and the responsibility of those who influence it are at issue. Its effects will last for years to come, regardless of whether you see Leavitt's lawsuit as a brave protest against media bias or as an overreach that jeopardizes free expression. As the legal dispute progresses, it will surely lead to further discussions about the obligations of media outlets and the boundaries of criticism in a divided society.